Okay, so we are continuing once more with the how to become a sales superstar. Today also, as before, there are some very interesting insights that you will gain. There are some very interesting things that is going to come up. It's part 9 of how to become a sales superstar based on a training by Brian Tracy. Today we are looking at key number 15, 16 and 17. Key number 15 is your earning ability. Key number 16 is using your time well. And key number 17 is the 80-20 rule. So let's start with key number 15, which is your earning ability. Now, the most valuable asset that we have is actually our ability to earn money. That ability is actually our most valuable asset. And that is something that we need to be aware of, that this is a very valuable asset that we have. Because we tend to kind of disregard that. We don't really look at it as what potential it's got. What does your earning ability mean? It is your ability that to go out every day. And when we are saying go out every day in today's context, it's not going out. It could be going out virtually, going out online. Okay, but going out into that marketplace and applying the skills that you have into your world. That means whatever is your sphere of influence. Okay, within that sphere of influence, you're applying your skills. And this process of doing it is what results in our earning a wonderful living. And successful salespersons in every single field, irrespective of the field, all successful salespersons, they actually work on how to increase their earning ability on a day-to-day basis. So a lot of the things we are talking about regarding skill building, knowledge, and all that is all connected to this, on increasing our earning ability. What you need to remember is this, that we can enjoy the highest standard of living ever possible on earth, really, because there is a lot of data that is showing, international data, that many of the millionaires who have become like from zero to millionaire type, a significant percentage of them have come from the sales side. So we need to remember that a very significant amount of people who have come from scratch, gone from scratch to becoming a millionaire, are many of them are from the sales area. And therefore I'm saying that it is possible to enjoy the highest standard of living ever possible on earth by applying our ability to earn in your world. That is, you're applying your ability to earn into your world, or into your sphere of influence. Just remember this clearly. Do not take your earning ability for granted. Just remember this. It's not that, TK, what is so great about it? That's the thing that is making all the difference in our life. This is something that Brian Tracy has said. Do not take your earning ability for granted, because that is what is opening the gateway for you to access so many other things in your life. The next key to peak performance selling is using your time well. Of course, we've all heard how we have to use our time well. What is so great about it? But let's look at it. What is the significance of using your time well? Why are we saying that it is important to use your time well? Just remember this, your time is the most precious resource that you have. We actually don't understand how important and valuable our time is. Our time is our most precious resource. And really speaking, it is the only thing that we have to sell. See, you look at it. Anybody who is in a job, what is he doing? He is trading his time in exchange for some money from somebody else. That means he is investing his time into that. Anybody who's doing a business, he is investing his time and energy. Anywhere you go, you are actually trading your time for something else that you're getting in return. So in effect, time is the most precious resource, and it is actually the only thing that we have that we can really sell. And look at it carefully. Our current lifestyle, okay, whether it is your home, your car, your bank account, anything that you have, okay, is the outcome of how we have traded our time in the past. If you look back, how well you have used it or how poorly you have used it, today where you are is a direct reflection of how we have used our time in the past. Okay, so our today's lifestyle is directly connected with how we have traded our time in the past, and therefore it is very important that how you use it from now going forward is very, very important. One of the very best utilization of your time is to increase your earning ability. We just spoke of earning ability being a very, very valuable thing that we have in our hand. The best way we can utilize our time is to increase our, what does it mean to increase earning ability? You improve the skill. You look at how to do your, whatever you're doing, your sales, whatever we are doing now, how to do it better. And it is very important to invest our time for this. Or in other words, to put it differently, the best use of our time is to get better in our key result areas. So if we really look at what is it that is really important for us, what are our, what areas, if we look at it, if we say that, okay, these results, if I get, I have done well in life. What are those areas? Those are your key result areas, right? How to get better in those key result areas is you invest your time in how to get better. That's what you should do. So the question is this: are you willing to pay any price? Are you willing to make any sacrifice? And are you willing to overcome any obstacle to become absolutely excellent in selling? That is the basic question. All this effort that we are putting here is all linked to this only, of how to build your skill to become better and better at selling, right? When you become excellent at selling, the next automatic result is you are increasing your earning ability. And when you increase your earning ability, you can enjoy a wonderful standard of living. So please remember that when you utilize your time well, and if you are willing to pay any price, make any sacrifice, and overcome any obstacle to become absolutely excellent in selling, you are increasing your earning ability. And when you increase your earning ability, automatically you will enjoy a wonderful standard of living in the future. And this will continue year after year. So that is the significance of using your time well, right? And remember that this is completely and completely up to us. It is in our hand. It is a choice that we have to make. Just look at this line, okay? Time isn't the main thing. It is the only thing. It's not that, time is the most important thing. It is actually the only thing that we have in our life. Please remember this. Who said this? Miles Davis, who is an American trumpeter. Okay, this is a statement that he has made. Incidentally, something that happened in Miles' life, at some point he went through a throat surgery. And in the stage where he was recovering from the hospital, he was told that he should not be talking. And unfortunately, at that time, he got into some big brawl with somebody, probably in the hospital itself. And his throat got irreparably damaged. Okay, so this is just a side note of his life story. So time isn't the main thing. It is the only thing. Just remember this. That is how important time is. We really, really do not understand how important time is. And unfortunately, we do not realize that time is just ticking away. Every moment of our life, once it is gone, it's gone forever. Remember this. Another thing. It is not enough to be just busy. The question is, what are you busy about? That is something that we have to look at. Who is Henry David Thoreau? He was an American naturalist. He lived in the 1870, that the later part of 1800. There is a very, very beautiful book that he has written called Walden. Okay, and he did some personal experiments with his life. Like, he just cut himself off completely from the world, including all access to money, to everything, and he wanted to see whether he can survive. So this book Walden is about that. There is a pond called Walden. Next to the pond, with his own hands, he built a home, grew his own food, and just lived to see whether it is possible to live and what does it take to do that. That book is called Walden. The this experiment of his is chronicled in that. So what Thoreau is saying is, it's not enough to be just busy in your life. The question is, what are you busy about? And this whole being busy is connected to your time. How are you utilizing your time? Are we just doing randomly something or the other, or is it focused? And in this context of being focused is the next key to peak performance selling, which is the 80-20 rule. Now, we have spoken about the 80-20 rule in various contexts. You may have heard it in other places also. The background of this 80-20 rule is that there was this Italian economist by named Vilfredo Pareto, and that's why this 80-20 rule is also called the Pareto Principle. So Pareto, the discovery that he made in 1897 is that he observed that 80% of the land in England is owned by 20% of the population. It is true, globally also, the same thing is true. Even in India, if you look at it, this is how the reality is. So that's how this whole Pareto principle came about. But the observation is that the Pareto principle works in multiple areas of our life. Just about every aspect of our life, you will find that the Pareto principle is at work. 20% of all your activities will account for 80% of all your results. If we look at it carefully, we will understand this. And that's why it's very important to identify what is that 20% activity which is giving you 80% of your results. 80% of your customers and distributors will come from 20% of the prospects. If you're prospecting 100 people, out of those 100 people, just 20 people will cater for 80% of those who become your customers, right? So 20% prospects lead to 80% of your customers. 80% of your sales will come from 20% of your customers or distributors. In our case, we have distributor, but otherwise, those of you who have been into business or who are into business, if you carefully look at it, you will find that this is always true. 80% of your business volume will come from 20% of your customers. Again, 80% of the sales volume, or in other words, 80% of your income will come from 20% of the products. If any of you, those of you who've been actively into retailing our Indus Viva products, you will see that is clearly true in our Indus Viva products also. In our experience, the highest selling product in our experience for us has been iPulse. Okay, we have totally 5 products. Out of that, one is the top selling. From the company's data point also, it is the highest selling product is iPulse. That means out of 5, 1, which is 20%, right? 20% of our products is giving 80% of the volume. Next in line comes iCoffee, which is much lower, and all the others are much lower volumes. Okay, and this is true in every area of life. And therefore, what is the significance of this? As a general rule, you should look at focusing your time and energy on this 20%. Okay, what is that 20% that is giving you 80% results? Identify that and focus all your time and energy on just this 20%. See, the unfortunate thing is, for most of us, that tendency is to just, okay, if there is some activity that comes up, we'll just do it without thinking of how much it is going to contribute in the overall scheme of things, right? If we can prioritize and if we can sift out, that means filter out, what is this 20% which is giving you 80% of my results in my life? And that results can be financial, it can be, peace of mind, it could be so many things, so many areas of your life. Identify that 20%. And that is true in our business also. Identify that, even in terms of your customers, even in terms of your distributors, there will be that one small number who are making the maximum difference. Focus your time and energy on that, right? Your ability to focus on this 20% is what will make all the difference. See, we talked about time. Okay, if we want to utilize our time well, it is very important to identify this 20% and focus on it. And this ability to focus on this 20% will guarantee that you will become a very big success. That's the power of this 80-20 rule. That how do you apply it in your life? Identify the 20% that's giving you 80% results. Focus on it. The primary reason for failure, frustration, and underachievement in sales, if you take any salesperson, the typical reason, the primary reason why they are failing or why they are frustrated is because of their inability to identify and focus on this top 20%. If only they were able to do this, their results will be dramatic. So that is why the relevance of making a to-do list every day. What are the things that I need to do in a day? Make a list before you begin your work on a daily basis. What are the things I need to do? Out of that, organize the list based on your 80-20 rule. See, there was a time when we had to write down everything. Today we have, all these apps which are there on the phone, which can very easily help us manage all our tasks. And very easily you can reorganize the tasks also. So organize your list based on the 80-20 rule. And then get down to focusing on the top 20% tasks. And once you start focusing on the top 20 tasks, just stay with it until they are complete. That means in a typical day, your priority is to first finish the top 20% tasks. Once that is over, whatever extra time is there, you can look at other tasks, but focus on the top 20 and ensure that they get completed. Right? In our own business also, we will look at separately in a separate session. What are these top 20 tasks, or what are the tasks that give us the maximum amount of revenue? We will look at it. We have looked at it in the past, but we will revisit it again, right? And if we are able to focus on this, results will start happening. So just read this passage carefully. The 80-20 principle, like the truth, we say that truth will set you free. Similarly, this 80-20 principle can also make you free. Okay. You can end up working less if you apply the 80-20 rule. And at the same time, you can earn more and enjoy more if you apply the 80-20 rule. The only price that you have to pay is this, that you need to do some serious 80-20 thinking. That means in your mind has to operate in this 80-20 mode. That means I'm identifying what is this 20% and what is the 80%, and my mental focus has to shift to this 20%. So I'm repeating the statement again. The 80-20 principle, like the truth, can make you free. You can work less, and at the same time, you can earn more and enjoy more. But the price is that you need to do some serious 80-20 thinking. Who has said this? Richard Koch, who is the author of this book called the 80-20 Principle. The audio book of this 80-20 Principle book is available on YouTube. If you feel inspired by what we have spoken, please listen to that audio book. You will get a lot of insights, and you can find ways and means how you can start using this 80-20 principle in your life, right? So therefore, today, in various things that we saw, I want to summarize this. Strive for excellence in a few things. Identify those few things and strive for excellence in that, rather than be good at performing many. This is your key to success. Again, this is a statement that Richard Koch has made in that 80-20 principle book. So that's the session for today. We will be continuing more. There are more, I think 3 or 4 more of these keys to peak performance selling that is coming up. So today's session ends here. Thank you very much.